Hello, this is Dr. Mia Luth. Today is still 10/29/2022, and it is 3:45 p.m. Eastern time. I just happen to have something in my hand that I can talk about. I decided since the I put the vitamin E oil in, and since I let it sit for a week, not really on purpose, but I decided to do like serious deep condition so that I can, when I turn my head upside down, I can see as best I can the dead ends that I need to cut off. And so when I deep condition, those frayed ends and that stuff, they're easier to see. And so I just flip my head over. I don't do that at home, please, sometimes, okay? I don't really have, I grow it. It's up most of the time. I'm just basically trying to do that, get the dead stuff off. And so I'm not, yes, I may miss some, but I usually do it like 3 or 4 times in a row. And like I'll turn around and look in different light. And so it doesn't have to be like, yeah, I don't care. As long as it's always good to cut off, even if you never really get a hairstyle. It's just right, just at least once a year to get like at least this much cut off, because it helps your healthy hair. And you know, exactly, it keeps your healthy hair healthier, and it's good to do that. It's like stress. um so most people would probably pay someone to do that, but I've been doing it for so long, I just do that. But this is how I do it: deep condition. And since, yeah, I've got like oil and all kinds of sweat, it's not nice. But since I decided to do that, the this can too. I think I got on Amazon, and um, I liked it because it said, well, I got in the habit of using leave-in conditioner a while back, and that was when I had money. I could have like leave-in conditioner. Sometimes you can find kids leave-in conditioner at the $1.25 store. So bonus. Smells like cotton candy. And then I smell yummy all day. Chewing on my hair. But this is like, I don't know. That's why I got it. And it says hydrating. So when I tried it the way I would normally try a leave-in conditioner, it seemed a little sticky. And it was not as light as some others I've used. So, and it wasn't like my thing. But I discovered, because I had made some I can't even remember. I think it was like coconut oil deep conditioning, and I had forgotten that I had already put the coconut oil in there. And so this was supposed to go first, but I made a mistake and I put it in second. So yay for mistakes sometimes. Okay. Then so what it helps, and I will say this kind of brush. I know there's probably a better brush, but I gotta be honest. Like sometimes, since my hair is, it's a lot of brushing, and these things will sometimes break on me. So I've gotten in the habit of, if I buy one, this stuff has come off, but I need to put my stuff. Just take extra support for the El Cheapo brush. Lasts a lot longer, and you just know to do it, like right when you first buy it. And then it's a little that, because this will break off. But vent brushes for me are just the most, it's like middle ground kind of. So once this stuff, because I did all the back of my hair, there's a lot of it, a lot of hair, and so the back I did more of this. When I take it out later and I brush it, those split, fried, fly away, dead hairs will stick out like sore thumbs, and it'll be much easier to, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just aiming at getting rid of all that dead stuff and split stuff. So yeah, don't do it at home. You know what I mean? Like, if you care that you might have slanted hair or missed some dead ends, see what I'm saying? Right. Okay. Yeah, go have somebody do that for you. But what I was doing was um, the Votech uh, in, I think, Delaware. Yeah. Uh, Before COVID, has a hair school, and you know, me being on a budget, oh, if I go to the hair school, I can, like, they can practice, and I can, right. I don't have to worry about the money. I mean, maybe tip, yeah, or you can pay, but it's cheaper. But sometimes you can get, one for free. So I would just go there once a year, and then I'd let them just, like, I just need it, like, evened, no dead ends and even, so it works out that way. So if you really, really, really hurting, and you really, really, you just can't, like, do your own hair, okay, try and find out if there is, like, a beauty school or a Votech or a trade school near you, because you might be able to get way cheap or even free, depending on your, right. You see what I'm saying? And you're helping, because, like, I mean, they have supervisors. Trust me, you're not going to walk out of there. You see what I'm saying? Like, they have people. Yeah, they're not going to go nuts on your hair without supervision. So you'll be fine that way. But it helps to have, like, live people. Wigs can only do so much for teaching. So, there might be options if you're just stretched. And, you know, the little things that maybe you used to be able to afford, you can't. There are schools and other things that might need, like, somebody, and you can at least get it cheaper. And I mean, there's supervisors. If you don't see a supervisor, run away. Just walk out. Okay, but yeah. So I'm growing. I just grow my hair now for cancer wigs, specifically cancer wigs. So that's why I don't have a hairstyle, and that's why I don't color it. Um, so that it's just, like, my natural color, and I try and keep it as healthy as I can. So that's why I do my hair that way. It's not, like, a big thing. Um, but there's some things sometimes, even if I'm not sure, I still keep it around. It was I usually like something a little lighter. This is not like, it's a little heavier than some other um leave-in conditionings, but it might be good for some people's hair. Not, but there are times I'm saying that, like, sometimes, okay, well, maybe I won't only use it, and it won't be daily, and I was kind of looking for daily, but I kept it aside, and because it was a mistake, so sometimes you got to give stuff a chance. You know what I mean? Never know. So I kind of address things more to people who, you know, have tight budgets. And sometimes just a tight budget doesn't mean that there aren't ways and there aren't fun things and there aren't, you know, right, all kinds of resources and things that you might not have thought of. Um, and ways to, uh, you know, go to school in non-traditional ways that might actually work better and be cheaper. Um, and people, you know, kind of, I mean, here's why I stay on line on certain communities without doing too much blocking or, like, yeah, shutting them down totally, unless I know it's like a, yeah, you know what I'm saying. Because, like, first, the internet's really new for a lot of people. And so, people have to get used to some things. And things are, uh, well, video chat, this kind of stuff's been around, I don't know, 80s, I think. Even before, probably, right? Maybe not as stable or visually vivid. Um, but, so it takes time to get used to these kind of things. And it takes time to understand that, you are putting out something that is likely still somewhere. So at least be 100% aware of that. I'm not discouraging anyone, but I'm saying you need to look at everything you do online in that way, because that's the responsible best way. And it's also a CYA for you if you stand by what you see what I'm saying? Okay. But I have to say, I know, like in the US, I do run across it, but it never really kind of, like, I just know to expect it sometimes. When I first uh, tried a creative endeavor with, a few other creative people, I'd already known about all kinds of stuff online and, yes, all sorts of other things. So the possibilities to me seemed endless. Okay. And it would allow creative people of, like, almost every type to be involved in something worldwide, and they could come in and out whenever they wanted. And anyway, that's my intellectual property, and I can prove it. I saw something on one Mr. Ted Leonsis' blog. He's all great now too. I don't follow. Yeah, I can't. Like, I had to stop because other things were taking priority, like reading his blog. But I check in on people every so often, best I can. Um, but yeah, that's my intellectual property that's mentioned, and I was not happy about that. But there are people who are a part of it, and people at Towson University, and Bare Naked Ladies fans, and a few Gusters fans, right? Who know, and some of the people who were around me know my intellectual property. Oh, I'm not letting that one slide. And there are other people who were involved in, you see what I'm saying? I don't think anybody would. I don't think anybody would. So, yeah. Josh, who, yeah, he did a segment when he visited Australia. Colin, who believed that nothing is sacred in an orgy. I tend to disagree, but the rainbow can mean whatever anybody wants the rainbow to mean. Amen. It's done. Enough. So, mm-hmm. People I worked with knew. People, friends, yep. And there are some people who did some things and stuck with it, and who might really appreciate some royalties. So, yeah, that one is, there's just so much evidence. Okay. Okay. But that was so that I could see all the possibilities of the internet. When you see a simulcast broadcast, like, yes, like the world live aid, anything, what I'm saying, all around the, right. I mean, to me, the possibilities are endless. And that would allow creative people of so many different varieties to just come in and out and be a part of things all the time. And it could involve like stage variety, improv. And so, like, you could have like Baltimore, Maryland in one, area, right? And, they do, stuff live, and others that, any other group of people anywhere else that has like an auditorium could then, yes, like get each other to improv. You can do, I mean, whatever. It would be a constant source of employment for like every creative kind I could even think of. And it could be worldwide. Yeah, so like you could even have like little villages or bars, you know what I'm saying? Right? Like in your own hometown. Right? Or yes. See what I'm saying? But yes, like Scotland could like play or could play like Sacramento. Scotland's small, so just go to Sacramento. See what I'm saying? My intellectual property right here. Colin, Baba Ganoush. Shane was a bit sneaky. But he knows if he's telling the truth. And so did his boyfriend. But apparently they broke up. You understand? So it's like I barely have time to do, and I don't have time. You know what I'm saying? Lawyers, geez, shit. I'd never be able to leave my bathroom. You know what I'm saying? So that one, I saw it on Mr. Leontis's blog, and I'm like, what the hell? That's my intellectual property. Hands down, legs up. There are people who know for sure. And there are people who know also what I'd heard of like the way back thing before I saw it on Mr. Ted Leontis's blog. But I hadn't, like, I forgot. And then so when I saw him, yes, see, some of it is actually kept online, archived. So I would like some very, very, solid, we don't smile much kind of lawyering, because I can assure you, you will gain. You get it? Thank you very much. Okay? That's where I could see the possibility. Every kind of creative type that I could think of could actually come in and out and participate. So it would be a constant worldwide source of employment and market and display of artistic and creative endeavors for however long Earth lasts. Or somebody comes up with something better. So after I saw that, yeah, unfortunately, right, acute, serious tank when it came to post-traumatic stress. I hadn't experienced one that bad before. Right, I managed to go a ways, but so it's something you still got to be a little vigilant about. Okay, right. So I know I didn't go nutty or anything, but I'm in that situation still where I'm still just too sensitive to certain things, and I'm aware of it. And I'm not habituating is the problem. You understand? It's not right, right. So I am kind of I do like motorcycles. I know why all the motorcycle riders are much cheaper, right? Yeah. So I get it, but those like surprise sounds that see what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm like, oh god, like that. You understand? Okay, but so I'll just be happy winter gets colder and you guys aren't doing that as much. Yeah, exactly. Um, people. One of the things that I got hooked on watching was Curse of Oak Island. It is like I'm at least 2 seasons behind, so I don't even care if I get spoilers or not. It's fine. But one of the reasons why that show really just drew me in was the stone that had the writing on it, and like the second I saw it, it just seemed like to me that didn't seem human. It didn't seem like human communication to me. Okay, and so I don't know, but sometimes my instincts on certain things are pretty because I hone a little. You know what I mean? I haven't seen it, but I also got the sense that I know for sure it's definitely a warning, but I don't. You see, I can't. Right, I for sure. There's something about it that indicates it's a warning. It's a warning. It's a warning. Right. But, so, but it's entirely possible that there's angelic language that is written on Earth, isn't it? For people, and anybody who's going to consider the Templar, the Crusades, the Holy Lord Jesus, God Almighty, right? Well, you got to be considering that, right? And so it was the only one thing that, like, but I was just transfixed by this. See what I'm saying? Like all the other stuff was fine, and I was listening, and yes, I kind of like geology and right digging and big tools and stuff. So yeah, so I'm enjoying all the view and everything. Uh, and like fun stuff, and we've got wood, and yeah. But it just like the whole show, it's that stone's been on my mind the whole time. Okay, so it, you know, I sometimes when that happens, I don't think about it. It's just like hanging there, the kind of right. But I haven't seen the show since like season 7, so I'm behind. Right? I stopped. I don't have cable anymore, and I can't pay for it on Fire TV, but occasionally stuff comes up free. So, and there's the internet. I'm not worried about it. I can catch up. But that seemed like a warning to me. But it didn't seem to me at all like any kind of human language. Not because I'm an expert on human languages. It's how it read. Like, yeah, but I could tell it was a warning. I mean, there was no doubt in my mind. Okay. Other stuff's like, I don't know. Fine. Right. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I find out when you guys find out or whatever, or soon, or when you, yeah. But that, for some reason, did not seem like it was human communication, though. The only thing I can say is, so if you look at it, I don't know, maybe they've already, I don't know, and I don't, but it was just something. And it's just how, like, my experience with the show has been. I, if in a sequence angels created before humans, then there's nothing to say that angels didn't leave communication on Earth. And, or that, like, so let's say first human recorded, wall, yes, like chisel into a stone words. Some people may not know that, but first, yes, human recorded history, a lot of people study kind of get. Then it also could be the humans copying the angels. So, I mean, it is, if it's Templar, if there's any, yes. And you see, here's the thing, that there's been a lot of footprints and movement and tracks through that area over time. It's like a main thoroughway, right? But that, definitely warning. I don't know. It might not be scary. It might just be like, don't, I don't know, like turn on, don't use gas down here. I don't, you know what I'm saying? But it just didn't come across as like a human form of communication. That's all. And so there are languages that some people don't even care about, but there's some people call dead languages, but they're not really dead because these stuff, they've been recorded, they get passed down generations. Yes, I mean, they're still around somewhere and people still study them. So what I'm thinking is, like, maybe if somebody has really good knowledge on, like, the first known human, like chisel stone uh, language, okay, might, if I'm saying something that is somewhat accurate, resemble that. That's all. So I don't have any information. Internet, like, my health and every other kind of crap. But it just, that read to me. So that's another reason I like that show. But for me, the experience of watching a show is like, okay, there's a show and all, but then there's this freaking stone, man. Just, I can't get it off my head. And right, and the second I saw it, I knew it was a warning. That's all I knew. Like, every other thing they pull up, right, I am kind of don't, but that for sure was a warning, and it just didn't seem human. But angelic language is possible, especially if you consider the kingdom of heaven, and you have to do that if you consider Templars. So that was the only thing. This show, I don't even know what's like. Yeah, I know. I'm like, I don't know. Like, I'm missing out, but I try not to do that. I can catch up at some point, or just go online and, right, just, I'm sure, figure it out. But that's why that show, like, I just couldn't stop watching. Just stone, right? Just ridiculous stone. Why can't I get it out of my head? Yeah. So I like that show a lot. And for people like me, I'm the kind of woman like, oh, that's like, look at that wall. Yeah, like, ooh, oh, and yep, okay, there's little stuff in there. It could be anything. Yes, I do. I like but all the like geological, any kind of yes, outdoor sciencey or constructor build construct is it's good times for me. But it's such an interesting premise, and there's so many different interesting people. So I don't miss it. I'll be all right. I'll catch up. But that stone, I have to say, that's my viewer watching experiences. Why can't I get the stone out of my head? Yeah, like something about it. And it does. Sometimes people do have to understand that it is entirely possible that there is angelic written language, maybe because humans needed it. I don't know. You see what I'm saying? Right. So I may not apply it all there, but it just seemed absolutely like a warning to me. But that's what it was. Like it's this the whole time I'm watching the show and the stuff and yeah, waiting and fine. And but the stupid like it's like right there. Why won't I? And then bam, right. I was like, maybe it's angelic because of the way that it reads, and for some reason, it just I think it might not be any human form. Is all I'm saying, right? But yeah, now I'm glad. I'm like, finally, okay, now I know why. Yeah, okay, it might be angelic. Um, and I don't know what they found since, so I could be saying stupid stuff. But that was just my viewing experience. I can't get this stone out of my head. It's not fair. Yes, it's not fair. But it did hit me like recently. Like, angelic. Maybe it's angelic. And if angels were around Earth prior to and around, right, then it also could be, you know, humans being taught. It could be humans, copying angelic. Um, so, but yes, I really like the show and it's getting like more expansive. And what, you guys, you come back? Yeah, you are. Don't worry. It's just COVID. Right? We'll still be here. Yeah, don't worry. We'll still be here. I know all these things that have happened and like different people in and out of the shows. And like, I'm, you know, the the group of people when they get out of the war room and when they get some people, it's interesting how some of them think, but it's cool sometimes just to get ideas because they're just like saying stuff out loud, right? So I'm a fan. I'm a way behind fan, but I'm a fan, and that's stupid stone can go away from me now. Yeah, damn stone can't get it out of my head. um, but people need to understand that sigils. So people may not know what sigils are. If you don't, just hang tight. But they could mean you can have two situations that are always completely always opposite each other. But sigils can be angelic or demonic. Okay? I know, demonic scares the crap out of people. So I'm gonna just not stress that at all right now. You get it? Like, don't worry about it. Um, so angelic signs for some who, you know, love the Holy Creator are much easier to see in everyday activity than for others. So these things are also possible in any number of communications that could have been right. So it may not be all human that we look at all the time, you know. Um, to a lot of, archaeologists, it could be like that. All right, and some of these things could be put there, and some, maneuvered gently to, suddenly find this vase full of what's now known as the Nag Hammadi Library. You see, we can't. There's no way to disprove that part either, right? So, angelically speaking, I'm usually 95% on the mark. Okay, so that's why it was right. Um, yeah. So yeah, but that was my viewing, like my personal, you know, viewing experience of this whole thing. Once I saw that thing, I'm like, well, I knew it was a warning, but then, like, it just, there was, I just wasn't reading, like, any kind of human communication. So it was hanging on my head for a while. I finally got it. Yay! It might be angelic. And I don't know what's happening because I haven't seen it. And so at some point, yeah, I'll catch up. Like, I'll find a way, binge through that. Right, exactly. I get there. But I really appreciate that show. Um, it's frustrating, I know. Yeah, but um, just so interesting in the different kinds of people who still do blacksmithing and who know, certain ages of things just by looking at them. Um, you know, I'm a scientist thinker, so of course scientific equipment. Yes, um, but I'm glad I don't work anywhere where I have to sit in office all day with scientific equipment. Yeah, even if I can do it, I probably wouldn't want to. So that's on the History Channel. I like that show. Um, and but people do have to consider these things sometimes. That there's communication maybe that can be seen by others, and you understand. I mean, that could be the case. There's a lot of like movies, all kinds of movies with all these ideas that, well, theoretically might be, but given certain conditions called no harm and safety, would not be. So they're actors. There's a lot of creative people, and a lot of creative people will study things, and then right. So all sorts of interesting universes and all that, for actors and other kind of people. Um, but I'm not essentially an entertainer. I would be very entertaining to my own husband, I'm sure, but and maybe a few other people. But most of the time, say yeah, but I'm not an entertainer though. Not today. I'm not. Okay. Yeah, and I'm not trying to do that. Hey, look, girls can do anything better than you. I don't like those kind of females. Yuck. They're part of the problem. Like they're the ones making a big deal. You see what I'm getting at? So males, it's like sometimes I need some buffering and protection because the angry catty bitch club just doesn't want to be, cooperative sometimes. Okay, right? Yeah, it's like don't you don't want to exactly, but these things could mean way more than what some scientists even consider. So, um, we there are people who are a little more in tune with the angelic sometimes, and so angel signs are easy to see, like all the time. Okay, so those of us who do that, sometimes if there's something that seems like it's not human oriented, then and if it's got anything to do angelically, it's probably why it kept sticking in my head. But I'm so glad that today finally I can I can put the stone away. That's what it is. That's why it reads that way. Sigils. They can confuse people. Don't worry about it. If you don't know what a sigil is, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. All right. But these things do have to be considered human history. Okay. And some are better readers, and I'm not. Right? No. And I have a lot of things blocked off so that I can discern better. Okay. And it's very uncomfortable for me. And so I have to say this to people and stress it that, you know, sometimes there's no way to avoid it. Okay. But it's disconcerting. And please don't panic. Okay. You only need to call 911. I mean, if somebody's standing behind me with some shit, you know what I'm trying to say? Right. You freaking, like, everybody blow up the phones and the internet. See what I mean? Right. Get it? Okay. But otherwise, it's okay. I don't like it. It's horrible. I've been trying to find the source of it. And this doesn't come across as friendly. So I'm trying to, right, not be connected to as many as I can not be connected to. Okay. So that's my situation right now. But there are all sorts of, paranormalists. And somebody will see this or check this, and somebody will see my, right, Twitter account and at least have some, like, okay, paranormal investigators here, this one. Okay. I can't work this case. I can't, this is a paranormal case, but it's very, very, very not usual. And it isn't meant for anybody who has, unresolved issues. And particularly no females, because if I'm getting attacked, then, I won't let another female get attacked. Too bad, ladies. Okay. Yep. I need that. So I mentioned it. I'm not going to keep mentioning it. Somebody will see it. I live in the same address. I'm not going anywhere. If Unless I have asked, if anybody, please don't use any kind of right, like, craft on me. Which, please, unless I asked. See, right? I did, like, I need to kickstart something, but also, right, I was planning on sharing, like, a lot of what I was going for was meant to, yes, be in an right, a large emergency fund. Right. So not, it's for me, but you know what I mean. I plan on sharing. Right. Um, but also health, and yes. Yeah. Jeez, I do. I need princess time. I don't care what anybody wants or how anybody sees me or thought I was. But oh boy, do I need princess time. Do you understand? Yeah, I am kind of girly. But these things I'm telling you are based on very, very well researched over time, facts and information that get checked and double checked and checked and double checked and double checked again. You understand? Right? By various different sources. So, you know, I'm not going to try and BS anybody. I don't have time for that. Who has time for that? Not me. Not today, anyway. Not these days. Right. So, try not to read me. Try not to get energetically because I just don't know. But if there's even a chance, I can't work this case by myself. I don't have equipment. I can't. No. Yeah. And so that's all. Right. As subtle as possible. I know I say that, but that's why people be on the lookout for, people hanging out in my apartment. Right? Yes, please. um, so I know there's some things changing, right? I mean, my health in some ways is improving. Okay. This is good. So I would like to keep it going in that direction. Um, but my internet, you know, some of my online communication might just sit with nothing happening until this gets um resolved, shall I say. Right? But I do have a very authoritative voice, and the reason that I can raise it and be serious and not be yelling at you, okay, is yes, there's an emergency, or you must hear this as it may affect your life. Okay? Right. I have been in life and death situations, people, around real life firearms. And no, you don't fuck around. You get loud, you be heard. You get it? Okay? Singing lungs too, right? Like a lot of time. Hour upon hour upon hour upon hour upon hour, hours and hours and hours and hours and years of singing. A lot. So it's more well defined than, maybe the regular average person. Right? So authoritative voice. Not yelling at you. Get it? Okay. Some people may be too sensitive, and that's fine. You don't have to listen. I'm not. If you're too sensitive to it, it's okay. Right? But, oh, God. Jeez. See, I move around in my chair, and it's good for a good 10 minutes. But then it's not so good anymore. All that other stuff, it can just be looked at. It's online. There's some evidence and stuff, but there's good tips, and I understand. And if people don't get the fact that I give a crap that people made things, and I give a crap that I live on a planet I didn't make, which provides me air and sustenance, and I give a crap that, we could actually be putting people in, controlled medical comas, and that would heal a whole hell of a lot of stuff for a whole lot less money. With a whole lot less stress for everybody. Why do I have to see pictures of like little, belly bloated little African children with flies on their face? Excuse me. How about you just not do any of that? And you get some people to provide, like, let's see, molds, plastic molds, so that they can take contents of water and sand and other ingredients and like make a whole fucking wall or bricks. Cheap, easy, bake in the sun to sheer perfection. What are you doing? What are you doing? People, I don't agree. I don't want to see that. Well, I don't have money. Yeah, I can't even get out of my neighborhood. So, sorry. It's not going to be me. But you get what I'm saying? What the shit? You know how easy and also succulents can grow anywhere in any desert on planet Earth. You start with succulents, right? Yep. What are you doing? What's everybody doing? Oh, you all gave up on this planet, and or you're onto a better planet. Good, leave. Anybody ready to go to a better planet? Right. I will figure out ways to help you. Got it? Good. There are some cheap ways to aqueduct that you could use like entirely 100% like recycled things that people put in dump yards to get water and charcoal, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? Always have, because it is good. Okay? Don't eat charcoal out of a bag that's got, you understand? You gotta say this stuff. Charcoal, pure charcoal, right? Helps. Put it in water, helps purify the water, goes down, sucks out all sorts of toxins. Get it? Okay? There's nothing complicated going on here. And I am wondering why certain progress, which has been possible for a very, very long time, has not been done. Gentlemen, this will land on your shoulders, you see. So why am I not being heard? And why is this not happening? What's the big plan? Plus, anybody, New World Order, right? If he's giving you a new world, well, you need it in order, don't you? I don't know, people. I don't give a crap. I just know all this stuff's been wholly and entirely possible. The entire time I've been walking around this planet. Right. You understand? Africa gets hot. So you can bake bricks for free in the sun. And it'll get hot enough. Trust me, those things will set so well. Right. You see what I'm saying? And it's from stuff that is basically they can find all laying around. So, right. But I can't, I care about my own country and the people who live around me. You understand? So, but nobody should be giving me crap. Please. Thank you kindly. And anybody who can't handle anything on here, it's okay. Go. No problem. Don't sweat it. No worries. Always over 21 here. Always. For various reasons. A lot of it's, talk that teenagers don't want to hear, and some of it's boring, and some of it is a little alarming. Okay? But for research, it's good to get it recorded anyway. So, whatever. But things settled down. I had to do some of that work myself, but it did settle down. So, I haven't had, except for me dropping things. See, right? Well, you can dress me up and you can take me places, but everybody's just got to be really careful. You know what I'm saying? But most of the time, though, I'm one of those kind of people that's just like, I'm just gonna wear something that's comfortable, and I'm gonna go outside and like, if the barbecue or the freaking hot meat section is available to me, you understand? Right. But I don't mean spicy hot. I can't do that. But brisket, anything. I like hot meat. Give me the hot meat table. I'm good to go. Yummy. But that's why I love steak salads. And so few places make steak salads. Not with real steak. Get it? Right. It's a salad. It's got veggies. Right? But with the steak, it's juicy. And then, like, right, with some other I don't even need dressing. So you're not adding, get that in there. Hot meat and vegetables. This is good news for me. You know what I mean? Um, but I mean, that's the way to get veggies too. Put some hot meat on it. It's true. Uh, there's things that some people probably wish they would have said to other people before they weren't able to talk to them anymore. Most of the time, because of being those people deceased. So I did write a song at one point that did kind of like say that in a way. Just, even if you're really pissed off at somebody, right, you say, I love you, but we're not going to be talking for a while. And there may be a lawyer involved. You can even do that. Okay? Right. But don't forget to say it sometimes. Or put little hearts sometimes. So you don't have to do it all the time. Okay? But just every so often. Or something. Even if it's like somebody thinks you're a little nutty, who cares? Okay? Just don't know, really. And so I guess that makes me a bit more expressive about certain things than other people, because it's not something I really want to do. I've known some people that are kind of shitbags. You get what I'm trying to say? But it's like, well, as a human, I'm not angry with you, but there is a situation, and you must not be anywhere near me, and I want other people to know that you need some help in some kind of way. That's all. Right. See what I'm getting at? Yeah. So, you know, that's how I feel as a person almost all the time. So, you know, that's just how I am. Anyway. Um, yeah, I was thinking about some incidents that I could mention paranormally, but I think I want to wait to do that, uh, and just stay off the topic for a little bit. If if I can get a break from it for even 2 days, people, I'm gonna take it. So, jeez, I know it keeps. If this is another reason I don't really want to be out in public sometimes, because it's not very. I'm not very girly or ladylike sometimes because of my hip and the ligaments. Yes, it's in the crotch area. So I'm. Yes, when I get an ouchie, I want to hold it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like, hey, how you doing? You know what I mean? Hey, I feel like, yeah, a dirty lounge whisper. Yeah, like, sorry, I gotta hold my crotch. Yeah, like, how you explain these things out of context? So Yeah, I like to be somewhat public friendly when I can. That is, see, I can laugh about some stuff too, which is good. It's just that's like people keep trying to like. It's like it's good for you, yeah. You go. It's like not really, man. The sun hurts me, right? My eyes are too sensitive, right? I sometimes your people I'm sure know this one. I'll wake up and or whatever from sitting position, and I put one leg down to stand up like normal, and for some reason something's happened and it feels like it's not there anymore, and it feels like I have no working left leg, so I go crashing into the wall, and yes, sometimes getting stabbed with things that I would never have thought would have been an issue, because it's like my one leg didn't work. It was never there. Anyway, you can't really help yourself from, yes, having some in-home harm happen that way. I mean, so sometimes people got trick knees or, sciatica or some other situation. And whatever it is for me, it happens occasionally. I get up, want to walk like normal, bam, I don't have a leg working. Off I go. And yeah, into the wall or on the floor. You get it? Yeah. So, yes, this is why I have to be more careful and extra safe in my own home environment. Right. I have no idea when these things happen sometimes. Yeah. But that's the worst one, where you're just sure that both your legs going to work just fine. Yep. And then one of them don't at all. And there's nothing you can do. Yeah. $2,000 laptop may not be safe. And that sucks. People, it is kind of funny. But it's been happening to me for more years than it should. And I can't, yeah. Like, there's nothing I can do to avoid some of this. Right. So I just try and keep my environment a certain way. Um, yeah, there's some people who kind of know what I mean. Like, you blew out something and it doesn't, or yeah, like sciatica or your nerve, or you got a drop foot, and yeah, sometimes it's even just you slept on it wrong, and it's all dead leg. Right, just getting something, but this is the reason that I stay in my apartment, and that I try not to go too many places without like some kind of company. Um, because there's just not doesn't seem to be much I can do about it. But I've gotten good at like field medic stuff, right? Yeah. Sometimes I know I'm like, I'm not going to the ER for this because there's no, you know what I'm saying? Right. I mean, other than if I have to report injuries to somebody, there's only, yeah, it's like, I know what to do about this. Right, yeah, no, keep it like this. Get one of these. Yes, put a stent on it. Let's just, right, yes, keep it, see, like some things. You know what I'm saying? Right? You get injured enough, you kind of start to be good at taking care of certain things, and like, I'm not going to take up a spot in the ER. It'll be all right. I'll figure it out. Right? Like, so, but there are a lot of people are not like that. You don't have to be like that. I don't want to be like this. This is not good. See? Okay? You don't. It's no fun. And, I end up getting the most bizarre injuries too. Yeah. Oh. Um, what else were I gonna say? Something before I got off because I have to. It's 4:50. I gotta take care of a couple of things. Um, it takes me so much longer. There's things that some of you could probably do in a half hour that take me about 8 hours to do. So that's kind of my where I am, right? And I can't really rush. That's another reason that I'm not trying to do high stress or whatever, because rushing causes all sorts of bad things to happen to me. Now, some people may not give a crap about that. Well, I don't give a crap that you don't give a crap about that. And so I will avoid you at all costs. Is that reasonable? Right. That should be reasonable to some people. Okay. So, um, people really do kind of need this, like, just once a day. Just once a day. But I've met all kinds of people all over the earth, very different, all kinds of, and y'all seem pretty human to me. Okay? It's okay to be human. Make mistakes. Oh my God, what did I say? You know what I mean? Like you don't know something, that you don't understand something, and then you're just like, oh God. You know what I mean? Okay? It happens. That's why some communication. Instead, totally just, you know, locking the door, putting up the wall, and throwing away the key. I don't do that. I would like wait. Some people are just not going through something that I don't even know about. See what I mean? And so I can't speak for other people about certain things, and well, neither can any of you, right? But it's okay to have brave face because sometimes you need that for the sake of others to comfort other people, right? But you got to talk to someone. You don't have that. Don't have that 24 hours a day. Okay? Right. It's not good for you. It isn't. Then it starts building unhealthy habits and relationships. Right? So try not to do that. It's just that it's like a normal thing. You like a lot of people kind of thinking that way, and they want to keep like trying to be more and more and more and more and more and more. You understand? Well, you can't. Get it? Let's just spin you in some negative shit. And sometimes you don't ever make it back. But you take other people out with you, and that's not cool, man. So that's what I mean. Is there are sort of a little more, not but it needs to be touchy feely, but a little more awareness of the people around you slightly. Okay? That's it. Because I gotta tell you, since I'm sure every human has some kind of story that you're gonna be like, whoa. You know what I mean? Or what do you mean? You see? Okay. So I have to de-stress as quickly as I possibly can. So that's what I'm doing. I still have lots. The candle lights up. The other two, well, I'm not quite sure what's going to happen with them yet. But I got to move them out of my apartment, then they're going to go. Um, one way or the other. But I just would like everybody who is seriously in a situation where you're, like an older adult, and well, you're an adult, and you are in a situation where most of your family's deceased. So, well, there's others of us too, and it's would be helpful if other people would understand that sometimes it is harder for the joy to be all on our faces. You see what I'm trying to say? Right. To, you know, it's not easy, no matter how many years go by sometimes. So, like, whatever your holidays are this time of year, everybody's got something going on this season. So, it's much harder on us than it is for a lot of you. And so, don't, you know, I mean, if you know that that is information that you have about them, and maybe you don't push so hard for it, you know what I mean? Like, maybe occasionally somebody just, like, orders out from whatever, you know, order delivery place is open. And you see what I'm getting at? Right? Just order turkey and sit with someone else. See what I mean? Because sometimes that's helpful. Just having another person, but not really trying to be too, high festive about things, because it's just too painful to do that sometimes for some. Okay. Right. You know, and yes, the Holy Lord Jesus Christ has nothing to do with Christmas trees. So, can we please get this crap removed from the mouths of everybody before they go hurting more people thinking they're helping people? Thank you very much. Um, so I'm in that situation. And there have been people just not able to perceive that this is hard. And I can't be around, like, groups of people because of the noise and this particular situation right now. It's not always like this for me, but it is now. Right. Sometimes it's too hard. So instead of just saying, okay, well, fine, you won't join the fun, would somebody just take a fucking hit and, go sit with a Swanson TV dinner if you have to? Jeez, man. That would be great. I'm not saying just me, but there are people who, right, they're your whole family. Or, you see what I'm saying? Like, they can't even call their family on the phone to say Merry Christmas, or, Happy Festivus, or Kwanzaa. You see what I'm getting at? Right? Whatever you got. So insensitive, so many people. During a time of year that should not be the case. So, jeez. I mean, I don't even want to brace. Yeah, I won't even waste my freaking breath on, like, a hockey. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's just a waste of time. You don't even freaking deserve it, some people. Okay? This is how I feel. And sometimes it's people that I've been around and known. It sucks. Badly. Some people simply can't even handle that kind of socialization because it's just too loud. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes it's even family pets. Okay. But You have to understand these things and be, well, you're just going to have to, you can't do it to them because you're just hurting them further. So I know there's adults that have situations that are like me where just you don't have parents and there's nobody like you can really go to for like money or housing that would be right. And most of them deceased, especially if it's children, But it, I I don't have aunts, uncles, nothing. Okay. Why anybody could not have like figured that part out at any point in time during my life, I don't know. So apparently, I gotta tell you, it's very hard celebrating when there's people that you want to see or want to make fun of that you only get to make fun of once a year, or get the awesome. This I will say this from Germany. When my tante Emmy was still alive, every year, every year, Christmas, our big metal box that looked like a treasure chest filled with Lebkuchen of many varieties. And it was mine. I was like first one on the box. You better believe it. The Sontag's tea. It's like brewable, but it's got a little caramel. That's right. It's like, everybody back away from the box. The Sontag's tea is mine. See what I mean? Right? I miss that. Just that, like, one little thing once a year. There's some of the stuff I don't like, and some of it I couldn't eat. But oh yeah, man, no, but I didn't. You better Bogart the Sontag's tea, me, okay? But that's not something that's like I can go to any grocery store and get, and it's like my favorite kind of tea ever. And I never had to think about it because every year Tante and me would send us the big box full of goodies, different. Yes, yes, different German kind of chocolate and right. And cookies and yeah. But me, I was there for the Sontag's tea. So see, and then so it's kind of like, well, no Sontag's tea for me. Um, it's not like I couldn't get it, but it just wouldn't. It's not the same thing. You get what I'm saying, right? And, and cats and dogs who wreck trees and knock over trash cans and accidentally, eat the, sternest member of the family's shoe or something. You know what I mean? Right. But there are people like me, and those people like me, it's like, well, you're not really, but if you really, it's like, you can, it's my information's, you just turn on the, like, I can eat a Swanson TV dinner. Like, yes, well, the Canadians already, did they? Yeah, did they? I think they did. I don't know. Canadian Thanksgiving is different. But it's hard to celebrate too because, war sucks. It's hard for me, people, and maybe easy for you, but it's never easy for me. You understand? Like, someone's dying right this very moment. Someone just died right there. Get it? So there are people's lives who are being wrecked. Do you understand? So it's hard for me. For the longest time. Yes, the British Isles made me very sad because, yeah, blowing each other up, and it's the same effing Jesus, right? And yes, I did know someone vocally gifted who was from, yes, Great Britain, and was one of the people who got blown up. And yep, yep. Rural Albert. I can't, like, you know what I mean? Yep. I mean, I'm not saying good friends, but very, very, like, perfect voice. Why do musicians have to get blown up? Why does anybody have to get blown up? None of it makes sense. Okay? Just doesn't. But it did. I was so sad. The Irish Republican, yep. The Irish, yep. The Irish, yep. I'm not saying you didn't have, but it's not like I wasn't aware of it 24 hours a day. I mean, it was making me sad. That's all. Okay? But things have improved. I do like Costa Rica. Costa Rica, I think, like, there's so many awesome places, but I think just like the vibe and all the different, like, things, because they got like some variety of different kind. And yeah, you can, like, chill, or you can, just, and ocean. And I think just generally the the place that I like the most that I've been is Costa Rica. So yes, all sorts of different animals and life and trees and birds, and a lot less fire engines and police people and dead people across the street yesterday morning. Yeah. It's just not okay to me. Anyway, I gotta do stuff, but just look through my videos, okay, please? Paranormal investigators and anomalous researchers, please. Just, like, from, I don't know, just blaze through them on. Yeah, but make sure you're getting what the actual words are. But I research these things. I study about things. I say straight out, I'm not a medical doctor. Okay, so citizens in the United States, you can get medical and dental help, and screw it. If you can only get to the dentist once a year, then do it. Okay, dental problems kill all over the planet. I'm not lying. So let's bear that in mind. Okay. Everybody, please try and take it easy on each other. And have a good night. Topics, talk private, whatever, but I can't do certain things that were set ahead of me. It's just not, I'm not taking those hits for anybody or for any reason whatsoever. And that's silly and ridiculous. Anybody would even think that. So, yes. But yes, I do have a situation having to do with a very large scale intellectual property problem, too. You're going to want to go pro bono because you can't lose. Okay? Thank you very much.